it become important to you. And now you got to defend it, become your false God. It become your false God. As soon as you get married, ladies, doesn't your husband become your false God? Now you got to protect him either right or wrong. And men, don't, as soon as you get married, doesn't your wife become your false God? Now you got to protect her, right or wrong. Why can't you just be married without identifying? You have no other, she'll have no other God but God. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. Because everything else is a false God. Why do you have to have thoughts? It's just false gods, illusions. Why don't you just be free? Why not experience heaven right here on earth? Why not? I'm just asking, why not? But anyway, so if you're out and about and you can't just sit and watch the show, you can listen on your iPhone, iPad. You can podcast all the show, but you can listen on your iPhone, iPad by calling 605 615 4131. 605 615 4131. And to donate, and we're going to get you a super chat. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right. I want to go back. I want to go to John out of Alabama. John called yesterday, but we ran out of time there. And so I asked John to call back today, and he's back. And then I'm going to get to all your calls and your super chats. Let me go to Alabama, Sweet Home, Alabama. John, thanks for calling back. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, John.
Where do you want me to start back on our conversation?
I forgot where we left.
Okay, good.
So
well,
I do know that you and your wife going through a divorce, and you have to you go to court. You have to decide if you want the 50% of the kids, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said you don't know if you want that. Am I right?
I don't. I'm asking you if you have a default position. In other words, if you have a recommendation, what's your attitude about it? That's what I'm asking.
About if you should want 50% or not?
Or any father. But I'm asking for me.
Okay.
I'm asking
John,
what you would do.
Well, I don't know what I would do. I'll have to be in that situation to see what to do, because I have to see what the situation is and all that. And only you can make that decision if you want 50% custody or not.
And what questions would you be asking yourself?
I don't know, because I don't know what the situation would be for me. So I cannot tell you what I would want, and I'm not in that situation.
Is it wrong to compare our situations?
Yes. Never compare yourself to anybody or anything.
Okay. All right. So,
so do you know if you want 50% custody of the kids?
I would ask it a different way. I would ask, am I able to be a good? Am I available? Does my job status, does my job situation allow time to be a parent? the want.
And what's
That,
the answer to that? Do you have time to be a parent?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I work from home.
Oh,
Full
okay.
time.
So
Yeah.
that's take care of that question.
It does. So that's. I mean, I'm available.
So
I
so why are you having an issue with whether or not you want to be able to be with your children? You said in Alabama that I think you said, I could be wrong about this, but I believe you said in the conversation yesterday that in Alabama they automatically give the father 50 and the wife 50, the mother 50. Am I right about that?
They will. It depends on my preference. Logically, if I did not want,
I know that, but if you wanted it in Alabama, it sounds like they give it to you if you want it, right?
but they would ask questions like,
No, well, let me get that answered first.
No,
they
it's not
will
automatic.
give you 50% if you want it. Am I right?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, sir. It's not automatic. If I
Oh.
was in the military and overseas, or if I had a business where I was driving a truck and maybe I had my own truck, and I'm on the road all the time, then they would make that decision. They would say it's not in the best interest of the kid.
But none of those things are your situation. Your situation is you're home, you work from home.
Correct.
And so in your situation, would they give you 50% if you wanted it?
No idea. There's other questions they would ask, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so there's tests, and they're asking for the benefit of the children.
And do you want 50% of the children?
Well, that's why I'm calling. There's a. I don't know. And this is not what I want. I'm thinking, what's best for the kids.
And so, what's best for the kids, in your opinion?
Well, I don't know. It's a question I can't answer.
Why don't you know? You don't know what you can. You don't know. You don't know if you can take care of the kids, or you don't know if you don't have time to take care of them. It's best to stay with the mother. You don't have any idea about your own schedule or anything?
I do, but it's but that's in the future.
What's in the future?
I mean, the idea is if I'm going to take care of the kids, then that's sort of in the future. And are you? And I'm asking.
What's in the future? What do you mean? You don't know right now. Right now, if you're able to spend the time and take care of the kids when you have them, you don't know right now that you are or you're not.
Right now, I'm able to do an excellent job.
So what are you concerned about then?
Cutting the baby in half.
What does that mean?
Splitting time. Oh, well, if there's no consequence. Say if I had $100 and she wants half, I give her half. There's no consequence to the $100. There's no future for the $100. No emotions, no development, no growth, no spirituality.
But what does that have to do with you wanting to be with your kids or not?
I have no idea what's best for the kids, and I've also in my ear and in my mind, Jesse, I hear a lot of your lessons about if your wife wants them and she's behaving a certain way, let her have them.
Meaning that don't be spending all your money and time in court with a woman that's already making it clear that she's going to punish your children to get back at you by keeping them away from you. But that doesn't seem to be the case for you, right? In your situation.
Well, she's going to argue for full custody in court, and she's going to have me pay for her lawyer.
How do you know that?
That's in the summons. I mean, she's suing me.
And so in the summer, it said you got to pay for her lawyer.
Yes, sir.
And do you have your lawyer too?
No, sir.
Oh.
I'm representing myself. The money's not a problem as far as knowing my legal rights. I know what assets I had before we got married. We've only been married for a few years, and my total, the only question in my mind is what to do with the kids.
Meaning, if you want 50% custody, right? That's in your mind.
Yes, sir.
And do you want it?
I'm trying to make the right decision.
And why is that hard to make the right? You said you work from home.
Yes,
so
sir.
that means that the time that you do have them, when you're at home working, how old are they?
3 and 1.
So when you're home working, will you have time to spend with the kids too?
Yes.
So that's answered then. And so do you date a lot or something? What is it that's confusing you?
I really like when you talk about when you told fathers who's trying to hang on to their kids that if you love the kid, you wouldn't cut the baby in half.
Right.
And then there's Bible verses. Don't resist an evil person. And so if what's happening to me is that, Jesse, if you as a counselor said, hey, this is what I'm recommending. I'm providing leadership. You asked for it. Here's my leadership. And if I did to you what she's doing to me, I would say, well, I don't like your leadership. I reject it. I'm going to take half of your financial assets, your kids if you got them, and you're going to pay me every month for the rest of my life or your life, whichever one comes first. So that's the boat I'm in. That's the type of woman I'm dealing with. She doesn't accept scripture. She doesn't accept my leadership. I kicked her out. I told her to leave. And so she left, took the kids. Well, actually, I asked her to apologize before she left. And she did apologize. We laid down to take a nap. When I woke up, she was gone. Took the family van, took the kids, took a few things, and left. So that's who I'm dealing with. And I'm not going to go. Legally, I have visitation rights right now during this interim period.
Uh-huh.
I can go and see her, but it's risky. I'm not going to go and be in a public setting around her because I don't trust her.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
She's done some things this year that is really sketchy. It seems like it was a trap. And she went and visited my dad. I'm not crying. I just got something in my throat. She went to visit my father and sort of made it known that she was going to visit my father, took the kids, took 2 of her friends, and sort of was trying to bait me into going and to be around her. So, it's just it's a situation where love the kids, but it's going to be. If they're here with me, they're going to be listening to JLP. My son's going to grow up knowing who you are, what you teach, and that's going to be at odds with what they're getting from their mother, I'm sure. So
right now, it sounds like you're just not sure what to do for you and the kids, right? If to take them or not.
I'm trying to seek first the kingdom of God. You've been down this road a lot longer than I have, and this. I mean, you've talked to. I'm sure you've talked to many people who were going into divorce, post divorce, and I'm just trying to have a conversation with you so that maybe at some point I may call later this year and say, "Hey, Mr. Peterson, this is here's how things are." I don't want you to say, "Oh, I would like to be able to get to a point where you're not looking back and saying, "Oh well, if I'm sleeping, I'm not, but if I slept with somebody who I'm not married to, that's a no-brainer, right? I mean, that's an absolute. You'd be like, well, you messed up. But so I'm calling to get out ahead of it, so that maybe
I see now. Here's what.
Yeah.
Here's what I recommend to all the guys who are married and they have children with these women, and any woman that want to take you to court to fight over your own children or to try to get money from you so that she can live off your money and not take care of herself, is an evil woman. And I wouldn't, personally, I just wouldn't even participate in it at all. I would just let her, okay, go and do what you want to do, but I'll be done with her. And I wouldn't really waste my money. I wouldn't waste my money because I know now that I'm dealing with an evil woman, which is of the devil, and it's never going to be right with her. She's not going to ever be fair in letting you see the kids, because even if the court says yes, she's going to make that difficult. If she goes around my family, and I wouldn't have anything to do with my family members, because especially once I tell them, don't let this woman around. Don't be going to her. Don't be talking about grandmama need to see the kids. I just wouldn't play that kind of game because I know I'm dealing with evil. I wouldn't do it. But you have to see that for yourself and make that decision for yourself, not based on just because I said it. I just wouldn't recommend it, and I wouldn't do it myself. Because you're dealing with an evil woman. The fact that she's going to court, she's telling you in advance that she is evil and she's never going to do right about you and your kids. She's just going to take your money and play a game with you play this game, but you got to stop playing the game with the devil. Don't even play the game with her. Don't argue with her. Don't have anything to do with her.
Gotcha. So yeah, it doesn't matter what the court says. What her behavior is a risk dealing with her.
Just think about this. This woman does not love God. She doesn't love what's right. She's of her father, the devil. If the court, and the court will, for the most part, maybe once in a while the court takes the side of the man, but the court's going to do what she wants. And if she's not following the laws of God, and she's not going to follow the laws of the court, the rules of the court, why would you want to be bothering anything like that?
Thank you.
No, that was a question.
I'm not going to answer right this moment. I'm relieved by everything you said. I called because that was my suspicion. When I'm outside, I'm trying to have peace with God. I feel more at peace when I just let Him have it and let Him deal with it.
Yeah. You got to stop fighting with the devil. This woman is evil. Any woman that takes the father to court to keep him away from his children and the children away from the father, and she wants you to give her money, you're dealing with evil. That's an evil woman. Yes. She ain't going to never do anything right. It ain't going to work.
I'm really glad that we had a chance to talk, Jesse. I'm gonna I don't have another question. You answered everything I need to know.
But you make sure you stay quiet and be aware so you can see what you want. And you can see clearly if you do go to court, and it's not like you're going, you'll be conscious of what happened in court. So you don't just give up all your money to this woman and all that kind of stuff. And you'll see what to do if you stay present.
Yes, sir. I feel, from the court standpoint, I've got my documents, and as long as it's a logical sort of arrangement, I don't think that it'll be an issue.
Well, okay.
The only thing I needed to have, no, in other words, I have conviction about not just giving everything over to her.
Don't give her everything.
No,
and then don't make her, once the kids are 18, hopefully you don't have to give her another dime. You don't have to take care of her and all that because the marriage is over. Why should you have to? Now, I don't know what the rules are, right, with the courts, but why should you take care of a woman that you're no longer married to? That doesn't even make sense. Maybe you can help, maybe you can help out with the kids, but don't, once the kids are grown, I don't know why you have to give her money.
I have a pretty good, I think it's a balanced sort of attitude and hopefully make good decisions.
Okay.
About the financial part.
Right. Well, yeah, just stay conscious and stay present so you can see how to do it in the right way. Okay. And don't be angry. No matter how she tempts you to be angry or how the court may or may not tempt you to be angry, don't fall to anger at all.
After she left, it took a few days because it was trauma, right? And this was back in, this was late last year. I had this sort of thought that, and it was a pleasant thought, that God had me all to Himself. That I wasn't distracted with responsibilities of being a husband and father, and so I'm trying to grow. I heard you say grow in the moment where you are.
Yes.
So I'm not rushing this process. I'm not angry about it. I'm
good.
The pain, there's been pain, sure, but it's helping to focus.
Well, if you let go of the thoughts about her or anything, then the pain will leave you. You can't have pain unless you have thoughts because the pain is never real, and the pain are only coming from illusion of thoughts. And thoughts can only give you about what has happened and what will happen, which is an illusion too. So just let the thoughts go and you'll be free. Those thoughts and the pain are not from you and they're not from God. They're a lie and they're from evil.
It's a daily challenge.
Are you doing the prayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, sit with the prayer during the day. Whenever thoughts come, don't ever believe that they are you. You do not create thoughts. You do not have an idea of what you want or what you need or anything. So just practice living without those thoughts. And just go to work, do your job with thoughts. But, you got to use practical thoughts to do your work, build a house or whatever, right? But don't live by that. And you just stay away from thoughts, and you'll be fine.
Thank you for helping me think through this. I really, really appreciate it, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. And stay away from the thought. Let me know how it goes, all right?
Shout out to Hake and all the guys. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, buddy. Shout out. Let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care, John. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment.